drum. Can we push it through, or will it all collapse? Holding breath, eyes wide, avoiding any traps. We're racing against time. Midnight merge tonight. Every line must align. Keep the vision in sight. Feel the urgency rise. Don't let it tear us apart. Together we stand strong with one unified heart. Conflict resolutions, battles in the code. Merging all the fragments, lightening the load. Teams on edge and ready, fueling the fight. Every push brings us closer to the break of light. Breathing in the chaos, find the peace inside. Trust in what we've built, let the tension subside. In the face of disaster, let's find our way. Calm the storm within, bring a brighter day. We're racing against time. Midnight merge tonight. Every line must align. Keep the vision in sight. Feel the urgency rise. Don't let it tear us apart. Together we stand strong with one unified heart. Push through the limits, break down every wall. Rise above the chaos, hear the victory call. We merge as one, no fear can hold us back. Triumph in the darkness, keeping us on track. We're racing against time. Midnight merge tonight. Every line must align. Keep the vision in sight. Feel the urgency rise. Don't let it tear us apart. Together we stand strong with one unified heart. The merge is complete. Dawn breaks the night. We conquered the tension, stepped into the light.
Hello?
My mind's a war zone, every line is on the brink. I sift through broken logic, terrified to blink. Each arrow's like a dagger, stabbing through the screen. The meltdown's creeping closer, am I trapped in this routine? I pace the room, internal voices in debate. Questioning my every move, I can't afford mistakes. The code's a labyrinth, I'm stumbling through the haze. Searching for a reason, praying for some saving grace.
Hope everyone had a good weekend.
Tightening like a vice. I cannot run the panic, can't ignore the sacrifice. I'm pinned against the deadline, it's whispering my name. A shadow looming over me, amplifying all the shame. I need release.
We're just gonna dive right in. I did some work over the weekend on the camera logic that we started on Saturday. It is currently a big mess that we will eventually clean up here.
Line by line, I chase a phantom bug I can't contain. Cursed loops and dreaded logs are fueling all my pain. Twitching my fingers, no solution in sight. I'm running on adrenaline, locked in an endless fight. Reboot after reboot, errors flooding red. I can't silence the cynic living rent-free in my head. Desperation in the keys, I'm beating on the desk. Determined to emerge victorious from this test.
Think I wanted to produce this move. We're just gonna see what we got.
I wonder if it's all worth it. If I'll ever wear the crown. Still something in me refuses to
Still a little janky, right? It kind of like bounces around a little bit. Not exactly sure why.
A shout erupts from deep within, no mercy left to find.
follow camera seems to work pretty good.
Even though it's fierce, I'll tear through every obstacle, cut through every fear. Cause once the fix appears, I'll feel the chains unwind. I'll emerge from the darkness, clarity redefined. I need release from this chaos in my mind. A scream that breaks the tension, no regrets left behind. I'll fight
This
through
camera
every
is a little
lie.
janky. I'm not sure if it's the movement or the rotation that's janky.
Last I'll breathe tonight.
Guess we can
Illusions, no more spiraling inside. The fear
just
found
don't
and I'm
do the
finally alive.
rotation. Yeah, I think it's the movement that's janky.
Hope once lived in my keyboard, each line a spark of light. But I'm losing track of reasons, trapped in endless night.
Hey D, how's it going?
Knots I can't untie. Motivations in free fall. I'm scared to even
Let's do the other thing. Let's put this back
me has died. Well, once I found redemption,
and let's disconnect this one and see if it's both the movement and the rotation, or if it's just the movement. What is the rotation?
certain anyone's there.
That rotation is very janky.
Tangled threads of code and quiet fear. Desperate
Why is that rotation so janky?
feel sincere. Once bright lines are faded, collapsing under doubt. I'm
Remy says hi. Hi Remy.
of clarity to pull me out. Buried under half-formed ideas, they echo through the screen. Time's
Why is that rotation so janky?
unraveling every scene.
Let's take a look at that.
Mocking me, a labyrinth of pain. My dreams are choking in the gloom, and I'm the one to blame. I sense your silent anguish, the lines you wrote in vain. Every bracket closing in, fueling an inner
Oh,
A single spark could reignite
he wanted to see his uncle.
behind. Trust the embers in your heart, you haven't been confined. I'm sinking in these tangled threads of code and quiet fear. Desperate for a breakthrough voice that finally feels sincere. Once bright lines are faded, collapsing under doubt. I'm crying for a moment.
How have the DVD streams been going?
Nights grow darker, each loop a twist of fate. But even in the blackest hour, it's never too late. I cling to fragments of a dream. Searching
Okay, you
for
guess.
answers, let the music draw you forward. Let the doubt decrease.
I can't tell if that's good or not.
Threads confronting all
I guess.
a flicker of that breakthrough voice begins to sound so clear. Though the lines were once in ruin, I'm reaching through the doubt. Clarity cracks the darkness. At last, I'm crawling out. The project breathes again. And so do I.
Need more views? We all need more views. So this logic here should be
Lines of code like tangled thoughts.
rotating the camera.
Every error message echoes the mistakes I make. But in the darkness, there's a spark that keeps me holding on.
I think that's all the logic that goes into rotating the camera. This logic here is what calculates how to move the camera, which was absolutely not fun figuring out. I'll tell you that much right now. Hey, Trench. How dare you come in here screaming? Just kidding. Alright, so I would like to... Still haven't learned to type without looking. Man, I remember in high school they like forced us to learn that. They had these little covers that went over the keyboard. We would spend like 10 minutes or something a day every day just typing with the cover over the keyboard.
Triumph in the cold and see the fire in my eyes.
We're gonna move some of this stuff around and just kind of clean this up a little bit. Typing games from the floppy disk on the green monitors. And we had this, I was just talking about this not too long ago with somebody. We had this, it was like Mario Teaches Typing. You would like type and like Mario would run through a level as you typed.
Triumph in the cold and see the fire. Found my way through the darkness, now the morning gleams. Every sleepless night has shaped my day, but in dreams.
This guy's not connected to anything, so we don't need that. It's still couldn't help you.
Yeah, I clock out at 5, but I'm only getting started. Dead
Oh.
eyes from the grind, my passion's uncharted. My code's on fire, though my
I guess it's not easy. It helps that typing is part of my job every day too.
keep building. The day job's got me locked. I can't ignore the call, but my midnight hustle rise. I'm tearing down these walls. Fatigue in my veins, self-doubt in my mind. Yet I grip the dream tighter because it's
I'm gonna put this over here because I want to bring all of this over here. I'm gonna line all this up.
Still I chase them. Zombie mode eyes, but I'm coding for the thrill. Hustling for the future, forging worlds with my skill. Every maybe in my head tries to cut my flow, but I spit these bars for the dream I won't let go. Burn it up, burn it down. Day job, midnight ground. Nerves strung tight like cables on the edge. Frustration fuels the chaos, but I make my pledge. I'm breaking through midnight. Meltdown turning into light. All this burnout can't contain my will to fight. I'll shatter every demon screaming in my ear. Heavy wrist behind me, my purpose is clear.
Learn MS Paint. It's kind of crazy that there's enough stuff in MS Paint to learn a course.
No time for regret.
I really need to do something to clean a lot of this up.
When the noise in my
I just don't know what yet.
bury me again, I'll remember this anthem and rise above the din. I'm breaking through
What's this? Okay. Alright, I remember what this is now. Well, even back in the day, like, I mean, I guess it was before things like Photoshop and all that existed. I just didn't think there was all that much in MS Paint. Maybe there is. I don't know.
Late nights in the office, shadows on my
This
like burdens,
needs to also activate this.
judgment, every push, test, balancing the chaos, striving for my best.
Now, why is that rotation so janky? If you get good at it, you go viral. True. Let's change this to be 0.5. Maybe I'm just rotating too fast. There's some old guy that draws with Outlook spreadsheets. You know, that might have been it. That's a lot smoother. Camera is lagging behind a little bit though. So let's see how quickly we can do this without it being janky.
In the silence of the night, I find my strength within. Through the trials and the fears, let the healing begin. Together we can face the shadows, break the chains apart. With every step we take, we mend our weary heart. We stand strong
I'm gonna go to 0.3.
through the shadows and the chaos we ignite.
I think the movement here also needs to come down. We'll go to 0.3. It's not terrible. However, I do need. Oh, you know, I need this to actually trigger this gate, not the move node directly. Let me make sure that doesn't introduce the jankiness back. A little bit. So a little bit of that jankiness is simply... Alright, so I think we're just gonna deal with the jankiness, or with the logs, and not have the jankiness. Then here, I think we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna just get rid of this gate. Just do like so. And yeah, there's some logs in there about movement in progress. But I'm okay with that. That's pretty smooth. And I'm guessing, can I bring this all the way down to 0.1 again?
Seconds tick like bombs, the pressure suffocating. I'm drowning in the loop, my own regrets pulsating. Every misstep, every moment that I let slip away. Echoes in the silence, haunting me night and day. I'm crying out through
Now 0.1 is still a little bit janky.
hoping to rewrite the past to make these wrongs feel right. From endless loops of sorrow, I'm yearning to break free. A new
that's twisting up my soul. Spending my life behind this screen instead of reaching a goal. Apologies to every friend I kept on red, but now I'm stepping forward, done repeating what I've said. Guilt can be a burden, yet it's also a sign. It's calling you to wake up, to redraw the line. Let the tears lead to healing, let your heart realign. There's still a chance to mend the days you left behind. I'm crying out through all this pain.
Alright, so point one is a little bit janky. Let's go to point two.
Damn, son.
Trench with that Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Glad you're enjoying the content.
I'll forge a better path, let these loops guide me home. Go rise above the cycle, no longer left alone.
Didn't turn these lights on. Could be a little bit brighter there. 5 months in heaven.
All this pain, searching for light, hoping to rewrite the past and
I'm also pretty sure you were the one that asked a while back
I'm finally breaking
about controlling a ball,
newfound resolve inside me.
kind of like this, controlling a ball with the camera following it and so on. And we did figure out a way to do it.
I've laid my guilt to rest, to start again at dawn. No more loops to bury me. I'm ready to move on.
I don't know if this is, this probably isn't the same use case you were asking about. But, you and Mike have been cooking something up. What have you guys been cooking up? Is it a secret?
Jokes are flying left and right, chats fueling every line.
We need a trigger volume in here. I'm gonna just make part of this group, do a box trigger volume. That's strange. Can I shrink this up? It's gonna be the size of the hole here. You're doing a Super Metroid style art, but the ball has tank controls instead. Works good so far. So I need this to maybe be like that. See if I can line that back up there. We'll just delete this one. Pop this guy back in there. Super Metroid style art. That'll be interesting. Definitely curious to see what you guys are cooking with that. Hopefully, We just put like a log in here for now. On enter, I only want it to target items. I don't know if the ball counts as an item. In the hole. So, this logic here that I got for turning the ball here keeps the camera behind it. The camera will follow the ball too. So if I just shoot the ball down here, the camera follows the ball. I'm just using the physics force to push the ball at a certain force, but that could be controlled differently to move the ball. But this whole logic for like having the camera follow an object, I'll probably package up at some point here and publish that as a stamp. In the hole, we got the log, so it does count as an item. Can lay bombs and take jump pads with it. That's interesting. That's... I gotta check something right now. Yeah, but controlling the ball from here is just a matter. If you want the ball to roll while it moves, just applying a physics force in a certain direction. Okay, that does not jump off the jump pad. That would have been interesting if it did. I need to figure that out. There's some bug if you put too much force on it that it like hits a wall and launches you backwards. We'll figure that out. That's one of the things we'll get figured out shortly. Jump pads only work with the ball and not the player. There are two different jump pads. I only tried one of them. Put that one in there instead. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this logic I have for making the camera follow an object should be able to work with any object. I need to fix that part right there, is when it crosses from whatever it is, 359 degrees to 0 degrees, it makes the camera spin all the way around to get back to that degree. Just from the math I'm doing, I guess. So I'll have to account for that case somehow so it doesn't do that. But those are just the minor edge cases. What is this? I don't need... Let's stop logging all of the stuff that we're logging.
The laughter, the stories we told, every snippet of code still glimmers in our mind. A testament to how we
You gotta build the level twice, what you see and what the ball hits that's invisible. Interesting.
code our dreams unbreakable at heart.
And yeah, it's interesting.
Pranks and glitches shining like our art. Though the screens are cracked and time's moving fast, we'll hold these memories.
I'm hopeful
Will last. Our high school hallways fade, but
that
burning bright. We'll code the next horizon like we did late every night.
I'm hopeful that that's not an issue here. If I have a ramp like this. Yeah.
Walking down this crowded street, feel the rhythm
You keep adding stuff and he figures it out. Nice.
in a world so large and vast.
That's good.
Found a place that fits
That worked without any hassle. So I think what I need to do right now is tell my bot to not spam that so often. I think is the first thing I need to do, because like you just told us that not too long ago. I appreciate that the bot is spamming the things it's supposed to be spamming now. I think that's a bit too often. So the ball is currently indestructible, but I do need so like if you hit the ball out of the course, I need it to reset to wherever your last shot was from. Now the bot's just, I think because I changed the time on it, it reset the timer on it. So it's just like spamming everything all at once. We'll see. If it doesn't spam for a little while. If it does spam frequently, then I'm just going to yell at it. But yeah, that same logic would be for the hazards too, because you really don't want to, since the ball's not the player, right? You don't want to kill it and have it respawn.
Damn, son.
Maya Bear with the tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't say anything about it in here. I think a few people. Holy moly, look at that stuff right there. I did add a new emote for tier 1 subs, which is the love emote with the panda holding the little heart there. Yeah, that one. But yeah, it's not a player. It's the ball's a separate entity. I very specifically placed the player over here off screen so you can see that it's not like I'm not morphing the player into the ball and using the player's camera and all that stuff. It's a completely separate object that the camera's following But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out, which is something I'm not currently tracking. But I think what we need to do next is we need to make like a little state machine for tracking the ball's state, whether it's idle, whether it's rolling. I don't know what other state just yet. But based on the state it's in, we'll tell you what you can do. And we're kind of doing a little bit of that just manually. Like when the ball's rolling, it doesn't show the arrow for where it's aiming, and you can't turn it. And then when it stops, that comes back. But there is nothing that prevents you from hitting the ball again. Right? So I can just tap spacebar, and I can just keep tapping spacebar and launching the ball. So I need to be able to prevent that. And then I need to be able to store when you go from idle to taking a shot to the ball moving and then to idle again. I need to store the previous idle position. So if you go into a hazard or you go off the map, I can respawn you at that last idle position.
Endless lines of code, but something's always wrong. Missing brackets, stray semicolons all night long. Each error feels like a shadow creeping on my pride. Debugging in the darkness, nowhere left.
I think what we're gonna do
Every missed symbol, another doubt inside.
then I also need to start thinking about, for right now this isn't multiplayer, but I do need to start thinking about how to make this multiplayer. Which is something I probably should do relatively soon. Because it's just going to get more and more difficult to make it multiplayer the more stuff that I build in there. Custom avatars and outfits. Maybe eventually. From what I've experimented with so far, this logic should work with any sphere, any D1 sphere, which means these would all be player options for balls. Probably all of these. But anything that's not a D1 sphere doesn't work. Not quite sure what the difference is, but you will be able to pick your ball. Have all the different ones out there for you to pick from, etc., etc. And then, yeah, who knows? Maybe if they give us some, I guess with the ball, if somebody wanted to create some custom outfits that fit on a sphere, we could figure out a way to make that work. But so what I need right now is I need strings. I have idle, moving, respawning.
A new day's begun.
I think that's going to be our 3 states for right now. Have a separate string out here. That's our actual state.
Posters on the basement walls. Cords tangled on the floor. We're forging pixel kingdoms.
Whenever the state changes,
We're skipping rules and deadlines.
we'll grab an equals.
Every glitch feels like a triumph. Sweet rebel energy. Hey, we're building walls.
I need to not use events for this because events are not going to work well for multiplayer.
We're chasing every dream. A basement revolution that defies all reason schemes. Like crumpers in the corner. Neon cables crossing paths.
Feed all those into there.
Lines of code. Life's a maniac.
We'll feed this guy into all the bees.
Running loud. With each bug that we debug. We'll let that glitchy fix.
We'll activate this one.
Mark we love.
Let's set all of these to on game start. I need a branch.
We're hacking in the basement. Chasing every quake. Frantic test players losing it. That's the risk we'll take. Crank the volume up. Let's watch the code explode. This sweet rebellion.
On check.
Where else to go?
Activate this. On false. I'll activate this one.
Summon power chords till the chaos lights our way. Test player madness.
False. We'll activate this one.
A basement revolution that defies all
And then those are 3 states.
the cracks in the floor. The neighbors might complain, we just rock out more. A glitch here, a bug there, we don't even care. The spirit of rebellion's in the basement air.
I think we're gonna do a little more granular actually with the state.
We're building worlds in this messy highway. Summon power chords till the
So we're gonna add another state,
test player madness.
which will be
Every dream
shooting.
defies all reason schemes. Our messy place is charged with creativity
False here.
and noise.
Activate this one. This will go into the
Girls and boys.
B of there. And we pretty much just need, if I am shooting,
The morning light floods my screen, the chat starting to roll.
I need to disable aiming controls. Right? So if this is here, I will disable these controls. When I am idle,
Down with every brand new
I will enable these controls, which means this guy and this guy can go away.
silly voices, sound alerts, comedic riffs galore, tossing jokes around the chat. I'm always hungry for more. From pub to the hype train's full speed. We got riffs, we got laughs. This stream's all that we need. I see the cheers popping up in
This here is my shooting logic.
comedic flow keeps us all aligned. We're dancing on stream.
On key pressed.
In this bright pop punk tune, we can't resist. Hey, confetti's raining down with every brand new sub. Hey, the chat is wild and rowdy, and I'm soaking up the love. This pop punk joy keeps the vibe so bright. Streaming
Over here,
sunshine, living that Twitch life.
all of this I didn't do as part of the group, so we're gonna add that into the group.
Every sub feels like a fireworks show. Emote spam, face cam glow.
Okay. I have moving, which I'll do on force started. Set our state here to moving. And then this guy here, onset actor rotation, which is the last thing we do. This is going to set us back to idle. And nothing's triggering the
prototype after prototype, each one seems to break. I'm chasing visions through the chaos, but they slip out of view.
nothing currently sets the respawning state because we don't have that built out yet.
Codes unraveling, I'm caught in the debris. Night after night, it's a war inside of me. But somewhere in this wreckage, shines, I'll keep forging forward. I won't leave it behind. I'm rising from the broken blueprint, stepping through the pain. Each glitch that felt like failure now guides me to reclaim. In the fire,
I think what I need here.
a spark refused to die.
What is.
When the final piece steps into place, I lift my spirit high.
But I need to put some gates in there that are. Probably I should just bundle this logic up so it has the enable and disable controls as well. But hopefully what I have right now should be the same as what we had previously. Hey Nutri, how's it going?
Keep breathing through the errors. There's promise in this fight.
So I can move.
Our broken prototypes can still birth something bright. A masterpiece lies hidden, stitched in lines you wrote. Don't let the dust drown out your love. It's time to stay afloat. I'm rising from the broken,
Arrow didn't go away.
through the pain. Each glitch that felt like failure now guides me
Just chilling and realized the time.
in the fire of every
I'm glad you made it.
A spark refused to die. When the final piece steps into place, I lift my spirit high.
Shooting, moving. Shooting.
But hope is coded into
I do shooting.
strength will not retreat.
I should disable the controls.
We'll push beyond the failures, beyond the severed ties. Together we'll unravel this knot and watch the dawn arise. I'm rising from the
Okay, that's activating the wrong one. That's why. False needs to activate this guy, not the string.
failure now guides me to reclaim
That was what was wrong there.
every meltdown. A spark refused
Kittens are trying to climb out of their safe area.
final piece steps into place. I lift
Well, I mean, they're kittens. That's what they do.
missing puzzle piece.
Alright, now it goes away properly.
Heal. These broken prototypes shape
Make sure it comes back.
finally feel.
Which it does. Perfect. So that was pretty easy to transition using like a state machine for managing that.
Inherited chaos, tangled in my
I mean, we're pretty far here, to be honest.
shadows I can't find.
I mean, we can aim, we can shoot.
Whispers of mistakes echo in the night, trying to break free, searching for the light. Can I rewrite the story?
I mean, there are some issues with the physics, but I think that's just with the physics of the game, not anything I can control.
Moving too slow.
But like
Legacy code.
bouncing off the wall doesn't really work that well, right? It hits the wall, kind of bounces a little bit, and then goes down the wall instead of bouncing back off the wall.
Yesterday finding me. Lines of spaghetti.
But I'm pretty sure that's just the physics in the game.
Fix a battle, every step about inherited baggage weighing on my soul.
I think
Pushing through the darkness, reaching for the goal. In the silence of the night, I face my fears, letting go of burden, shedding all the tears. Legacy doesn't define me. I rise above, embracing new beginnings, guided by self-love.
so. I don't think there's particularly anything I can change about that. I think that's just going to be part of how the game works for now. We need that projector path line additions.
We break the legacy, redefine our path, moving past the shadows, escaping aftermath. Legacy
Let my ball do what your ball did. Go all over the place. Well, I mean, it's not, to be perfectly honest, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
into the day.
It will make, I guess it will make some courses a little difficult. You'd have to, instead of counting on people being able to bank off the walls to make angles, you'd have to design it somehow a little bit different. But I'm not entirely sure it's a bad thing yet.
Every line I write feels like a lie I can't defend. Scrolling through achievements, wondering how it ends. Shadowed by the doubt that whispers in my ear. Am I just an imposter, living in my fear? Codes a tangled mess, errors stack like my regrets. Trying to find my place, but I'm stuck in silhouettes. Lines of code and lines of thought, spiraling inside, chasing validation in a world where I can't hide. Every failed compile, a crack in my disguise, searching for the confidence behind these weary eyes.
Oh, it will be. I will see. I think. I guess I'll have to play around with it and see if there's anything in my logic that's causing it to not bounce correctly as well. Because there's a lot of things going on here. They're like, make the ball not roll forever and be somewhat realistic here.
Find a spark, a glimmer of the strength that lies within the dark, breaking free from the chains of doubt and fear, embracing who I am, shedding every tear. I don't belong here, echoing screams inside my mind.
And possibly that logic that's doing that is maybe preventing the bouncing from working correctly. I don't know, I'd have to actually just throw a ball in here that's doing nothing but applying physics to it and see how it bounces.
Shattering the doubts, tearing down the lies, rising from the ashes, reaching for the skies. Break these walls of insecurity, embracing who we are, setting ourselves free. I don't belong here, echoing screams turned into cries of mine. I don't belong here, breaking through the darkness into light.
If it is my logic causing it, I can probably do something about it.
Victory over internal cries.
I'm not really sure what offhand. But yeah. It was able to push your ball into the wall and it would bounce, but without control. I mean, you can't control this either. You can aim it and then shoot it, and it's just gonna go in that line. I imagine if like if you did something like this. Try to do something like this. I imagine it will follow gravity. Yeah. So that's good. So yeah, I mean, just like if you play golf with your friends, right? Once you shoot the ball, you can't continue to control the ball. It's going to go wherever you shot it at. That brings that off the wall. I guess all of this is kind of off the wall.
Phone glows in the darkness. I'm haunted by the feed. Viewer counts define me. I chase that rush I need. Comments pop like fireworks, then vanish in a blink.
I mean, I suppose I would just do something like that. Fix that. I mean, I'm just playing around with the course mechanics now. I don't like how much that bounces. How little it bounces, but yeah, I'm not really sure. But overall, I think we've got all of the stuff that I wasn't sure if it was going to be possible, we've got figured out. Now we just got to do the fine tuning and the tweaking. Getting the camera to follow the ball, getting the camera to rotate around the ball while you're aiming, all those custom movements of the camera was all the stuff I was most concerned with. If that stuff wasn't going to work, then that would kind of kill the entire idea.
I see the stress behind your eyes, the emptiness that grows, shadows of your worth hide in data's ebb and flow. Let your voice ring true, unchain yourself tonight. There's a life beyond the metrics, breathe in your own light.
I think everything else we can work with. Maybe bring this over here so it doesn't look so cluttered.
You are more than stats. Hear your heartbeat. Let it guide you back.
What else do we want to do here? I need some kind of gate in here. I think doing that guy, this guy. So this gate needs to activate that guy, and this guy. And then I think on release. Wait, hold on. Am I triggering this both on press and on release?
Senior roles behind us, but the future's bright. Every project's a new chance to ignite. Learning never ends, there's always more to see. Unlocking every door, setting our minds free. In the echoes of our triumphs, hear the call. Together we're invincible, we won't fall.
This will activate this gate.
Dreams and guitars, grand embrace.
If I come over here,
Symbolize our journey.
this gate should be open if we're in the idle state.
Reaching for the skies, we're unstoppable together.
And it should be
We can have it all.
closed if we are in any other state.
Pushing past the limits, soaring through the night, embracing every moment, shining
That's basically just going to prevent us from
potential. Our spirit
shooting.
endless possibilities,
Well, it's going to prevent...
infinite potential, shining in our eyes, boundless
It's going to prevent
reaching for the sky.
this logic going. Which I'm still not entirely sure why I have this guy being activated on both down and release. If on key press, I'm activating this. Also activating this, which activates this. I think I need to pick apart this logic real quick. I feel like something's not right here. On key pressed. It should reset this number to 0. And activate this number. When this number gets activated, it's going to push into this add. Which will add a value to this number. It'll then delay. And it will activate this gate, which in turn activates this number. And that creates a loop of just incrementing the number. The idea here is you press the spacebar. As you hold the spacebar down, it increases the amount of force that it's going to apply to the ball. So while you're holding the spacebar down, it's going to loop to increment this number. And when you let go of the spacebar, it's going to activate this number, which is this guy here, right? So every time this is updated, it pushes the value into this number, which means there's absolutely no reason that should be activated at the start. When that gets activated on release, we close this gate, which stops that loop and pushes this number through. Then we add our minimum value, right? So I don't want you to be able to hit for 0 force. If you just tap the keyboard, you're going to get a minimum value, which right now I just have set to 3, which we'll tweak once we actually get everything else together. So we add the minimum value to whatever number you got from holding the spacebar down. Put that into a vector and apply a force. This should all look something like this. What I do need to do is on release, it's applying the force. I need another gate to handle on release, which will close that gate, activate that number. all of these gates are just going to be closed at the start. This gate, when I am in the state of shooting, will be open. And if I'm in any other state, it will be closed. All of this stuff should only allow you to shoot while you're in the appropriate state to be shooting. In any other state, cannot shoot it. Let's bundle all that up. So now, pressing the spacebar does nothing anymore while it's rolling. Once it stops, I can shoot again. So that's good. That's all working as expected now. That's a lot of lines going over there, but that's okay. Alright, so you can't shoot unless... or you can't shoot while the ball's moving. Got the camera working good. I do have the trigger volume for when you sink the ball in the hole, but it's not doing anything right now. So I'm wondering if I can do something like... if I pass an actor, I can. So... on enter, I do this, spawn out effect blocks.
Hold on.
Still need to figure out that bug.
My pants. That
will be the next bug to figure out. But if I apply too much force, something's launching it backwards, and I'm not sure what.
My voice might crack, my thoughts might fade. Still I cling to the screen, I can't turn away. A million eyes watch me break or shine. Every second's do or die, every breath on the line.
Alright, so I definitely need some kind of delay on that. Probably give a separate state to this, actually. What bug? If I hold the spacebar long enough to hit a certain... I don't know exactly what point it is. But there's a certain point where if I apply too much force, the ball goes backwards instead of forwards, and I don't know why. That actually goes forward a little bit and then launches backwards, which is a little strange, but it'll do this. So I gotta figure that out. It's a bug with my logic, not a bug with the game. I I would also like to be able to do, I don't think we have, gonna create a new macro here real quick. What do I want to call this?
No place left to rest. Staring at the lens, a million thoughts converge. Ego battles, empathy, anxiety on the verge. Still I won't abandon this electric thread of hope. Even when the fear creeps in, I refuse to let caught in the crossfire, chasing validation. Real-time feedback fuels
Do you use per player offline or online or per arc? It all depends on what the variable is being used for. So per player is obviously per player, so it'll store a separate value for each player in the game. Online or offline just determines if that value persists between sessions. So if it's an online variable and the player leaves that session and then starts a new session, that variable would still exist for that. Whatever value you have in that variable would still exist for that player. So that's all that online and offline does, is whether that value persists across sessions or not. If it's per arc, it's just the opposite of per player. It's just one value for the arc, the whole arc, instead of one value for each individual player. So it really depends on how you want that value to be used. We're gonna call this max. We're gonna take in a value. Max value. And get value. And here we're gonna do value. And on get max value. Pretty much what we want here. Can I just do a this guy will activate that. Use per player online, but you did what the tutorial said. Should be an easy fix. However, if I turn off all players, it won't give the notification. If I keep it on, it will. If you turn off all players, it won't give the notification. But if you keep it on, it will. Not 100% sure I'm understanding. However, if you have a small stamp of what it is you're trying to do that I could pull in here, I could take a look at it.
drown in the uncertainty, forever wanting more.
No, it's not small.
Hello world inside my head, I'm reaching out to you. With every line I write, I'm finding something true. Nervous energy ignites, but hope begins to rise. On this brand new journey, I'm ready to surprise.
Plugging through the darkness, searching for the light. Errors in my pathway, pushing through the night.
Every update breaks your colorful bubbles.
Turning fear into ambition. Let the
That's unfortunate.
In the silence of creation, doubts begin to fade. Embracing every moment, every choice I've made. From the first hello to the lines that intertwine. Building
Hey,
worlds
Drifter.
within my mind, one step at a
Thank you
time. Hello world,
for the compliments on the song.
I'm reaching out to you. With every line I write, I'm finding something true. Nervous energy ignites.
If
On this brand new journey, I'm
it used to spiral, now it does not.
breaking through the barriers, tearing down the doubt. Embracing
Just gotta stop breaking the logic, that's all.
we smash these walls of fiction, our confidence ignites. Breaking free with
I think I used to say this a lot, but it's been a while. But since Drifter brought it up, if you like any of the songs that you hear on my stream, all of these songs are mine. They're all on all of the streaming platforms. They're on Spotify, they're on YouTube Music, they're on Apple Music, etc. Just look up Theft TV, and this entire playlist that plays is on all of those platforms. It was not broken, it was a feature. Alright, so we just made this max macro, which should give us an easy way to, if I have a number and I say I want this number unless it's greater than another number, like if the max force I want to allow is 20, I can say when you're holding the space bar, it's going to count this number up to whatever number. However long you hold it, it'll just keep adding. If the number it gets to is greater than 20, I'll just always use 20. If it's less than 20, I'll use whatever value you gave. So that way I can kind of put like a max limit on the amount of force that you can apply, which I'm pretty sure there is already a max limit of 20, because I don't think I can go higher than 20, at least with the numbers on here. I don't know if that's different with passing a value in or if it still caps at 20. I haven't really played around with it that much. But I want this because I want to be able to show something on the UI that shows the force building up. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to pull this off yet, since we can't animate the UI. But I'm pretty much going to have some kind of like progress bar type thing that builds up the longer you hold it till it gets to that max value. So really what I need to do here is I don't know exactly. I don't know what I need to do here. Did I make this not part of this group? I think so. We're actually gonna just create this as a stamp so that I can just pull this in other places. Every time this value is updated, we'll check this. Max value for this is going to be 20 for now. And we're just going to connect up there on game start. We'll push that out there. And then simple UI shape. Set border thickness. This is the only number I can control.
I gave my fears a platform, let them shout inside my brain. But now I've conquered the lie, I won't bow to that refrain. These skills weren't born from chance, I've earned each try I take.
It's the only number I can change there.
Know what's at stake.
Show hide, player ID update, set color, set border thickness, set border color, set size. Set size. Does that mean I can take vector 2 and set the size? Perfect.
Unlock your dignity.
I feel the chain reaction, my doubts start to fade.
I can overwrite the Y value.
Masquerade. We smash these walls of fiction. Our confidence ignites.
Activate that.
Free with all we have.
Update that.
Fight tonight.
It's probably not exactly what I want. Hey, Magi. What's going on? Alright, so I got this random square. It doesn't seem to be changing in size at all.
Finally heard my call.
Mini golf. It is mini golf. So why? Let's bring this color up here. Let's use this color here because that's what I meant to do. I don't want a border. If I don't use a custom size, maybe the custom size overwrites. I don't see it changing size at all. So let me see if this is even working.
Sweat drips on the keyboard, fingers numb
I'm
and
get max value. I'm just gonna log it.
demons at the core. Every line I write feels
Hey nerd, how's it going?
but the war inside me rages on.
I am getting a number. Then when I hit 20, it just stays at 20. But the UI element doesn't change size.
Sunlight to feel whole again. I'm drowning in the darkness, can't find my way out.
Brick Y value activate. Set size update. Guess let's first off just see if this we're gonna make this like 125 by 150 or something on game start. We'll have that update. Okay, so that did adjust the size. On game start, when it updated, so this guy here, get rid of that. I'm updating the Y value, so we're going to keep the X value at 25 here. All right. Now if we just normalize that value to be a percentage, I guess, whatever I want that to be between 0 and 150 pixels, or height, whatever it is. We would just take divide. Divide that number by 150. No, by 20, which is our max value. And we multiply that value by 150, and then we feed that into there. I need that trigger to not work that way. It needs to be further down in the hole, because that shouldn't have counted there. Now if we take this and do like center bottom, the bottom padding of like 500. Now instead of growing outward, it grows up. Then what we'll do, since we already have our state machine in here, or Turn off auto show on start. And we will, if you're shooting, show it. Otherwise, we'll hide it.
Don't let the frantic static claim all that you've got. My heart's in both
Need an easier way to handle this.
has to give. Let go of the illusions. Remember how to live. I'm caught between two worlds, haunted by their demands. Reaching out for balance with trembling, tired hands. If I can find a moment of truth beyond this screen, I'll mend the rift inside me. Be present and be seen.
I don't know why it wasn't resetting there.
And I hope it's not too late.
Oh, you know,
Is buzzing with the countdown, can't escape the ticking clock. Sprites dancing
Pause.
we're on this final walk. Pixel dreams are shaping worlds inside our midnight heads. The rush is on, we're living off ambition.
Open, close.
We're punching chords and writing codes on borrowed time.
Okay, this gate is being open and closed.
Deadline starts to climb. Our restless minds race to
Right.
create the perfect scene. This crunch time dream is all
Okay.
to feel alive and free. Caffeine fueled delirium ignites the keys we pound. Staring at those glowing squares, the night's our battleground.
I feel like the number's not counting on the second
Life while we jam to
time.
every beat. We'll finish this epic journey and we won't
Add these to the group.
Lights flicker overhead and the code compiles. We're halfway to greatness, determined all the while. Pixels flash in brilliance, forging levels
Number
of warp
updated.
speed. In the hush before the storm, our hearts catch every beat. We're punching chords and writing codes on borrowed time.
No changes, so it starts at 0.
The deadline starts to climb. Our restless minds race to create the perfect scene. This crunch
What I need to see here.
to feel alive and free.
Yeah. It's not. Something's not counting right. And it is because
We're tweaking every line. No turning back now.
this gate's supposed to open that gate.
The final push is pulsing through this pop punk vibe. We'll conquer any glitch, yeah, we're unstoppable tonight. We're punching chords and writing codes on borrowed time. We're building rounds before the deadline starts to climb. Our restless minds race to craft worlds we've never seen. This crunch time dream is everything. It's what we really need.
There we go. I need to figure out that bug that's shooting the ball backwards sometimes.
Pixel after pixel,
But-
we watch our vision take flight. We crash through every barrier, shining bright.
That gives us the basic of the we'll just do one. The very basics of the UI to show the power. So that's good. What do I have this at? 25 and 1. We're just going to put that in here. 25, 1. Just going to get rid of that.
But I'm loaded on adrenaline, so bring on all the pain.
Actually, we're going to do 25, one, instead of showing this, we're gonna show and update. And then this last one, shooting. Activate that instead of that guy. So that way it resets it before it shows it.
On the edge of mania, but I'm not backing out. Reboot after reboot, yeah, it's wearing me down, but I crank the volume higher, let the pop.
So now when we see it this time, it starts from the bottom and builds up again. Alright. Let's get rid of that log. Clean this up a little bit.
I've touched 1,000 lines, I've hit 100 walls. Every crash just fuels the fight, I'll answer every call.
Keep this over here because this UI element is only relevant to this part of the logic. I want to do here is it's coming off this guy, right? On force started, activate this trigger, and this trigger activates that. I just want to do that so I can more easily just disconnect this. I want to see if this logic is the issue with the ball going backwards. That was interesting.
Pizza boxes scattered round, scribbles in the margins, I just swirling faster than the coffee that's dissolving. 3 a.m. again, eyes are wired to my screen, gotta get these thoughts out, feed the frantic pop punk dream. Hey, we're writing legends with
Actually,
strokes, tearing through
let's keep that,
fueled by silly jokes. This late
but
night mania
let's
that we need. Our digital destiny.
disable that.
Guaranteed. Soft stain brainstorming, we're dancing in our chairs, laughing at how random these scribbles turn to dares. We'll code them in the morning, but for now we riff and play, chugging energy in tandem, forging madness till day. Night air humming louder.
Very confused why it's bouncing up now.
We're living way too fast. We're making something epic from these scraps of dough and ink. When the sunrise hits, we'll watch this legend sing. Hey, we're writing legends with greasy pen strokes.
Still going backwards.
Power chords fueled by silly jokes.
So it's not this at all. Keep that there.
Destiny, pop punk, guaranteed.
I don't think it's any of this because when I had this disconnected,
We're shouting out the lines, half delirious, half inspired. Pizza boxes keep the stories from being retired. Every scribble gets a chord, every chord gets a cheer. We're unstoppable tonight. Who needs sleep here?
I feel like this is being applied twice.
Legends with greasy pen strokes.
Shot started.
Power chords fueled
See if that's true.
by jokes. This late night mania is all that we need. Our digital destiny.
Well, it says shot started once.
Laugh at all the chaos and the anthems we've devised. When this caffeine crash comes, we'll
But it also didn't have an issue.
surprise.
All right. So, I don't think it's an issue with the force being applied twice. Is something wrong with the vector in which I'm applying the force? Let's try that. See what force is being applied. No. Why it applied 27? I don't have the max node on the actual applied force. Applied 27. Applied 11, but it still went backwards.
I've got dungeons to conquer. Mop the floor? Why bother? I'm a digital rocker. These chores can sit and wait while I chase my source code highs. This self-deprecating madness keeps me feeling so alive. Hey, I'm chasing pixel glory.
The only other thing I think could be happening is this guy. Ball stop. No, that log never happened. That log never happened. Nothing triggers off of the false here. What is... This is incrementing this, but also activating this gate. I feel like this needs to be sequence. Sequence 1 increments this, sequence 2 activates this. It didn't make a difference to the bug that we're experiencing, but I think that's the right logic that needs to be there anyways. I just need to figure out what is causing that? Just okay. One actor's attached. Okay. It's fine. This can go back up here and connect this back up over here. Keep that trigger node just so I can experiment with turning that on and off easier.
Stepping up from the shadows, now I'm in the light.
What is this?
Cold reviews and late night talks, mentoring the crew.
It's coming from the vector here.
Balancing the pressure.
So let's make sure that it's not a camera issue. No, not an issue with the camera.
Balancing the tasks, the lines of trust I build. Every decision weighs, every hope fulfills. Seeing potential in their eyes, lifting up the dreams. But sometimes I wonder what it all really means.
In the silence of the night, doubts try to creep in, but together we rise, let the journey begin.
Why would that
Every step we
be?
take, we grow and we learn. In the fire of leadership, our passions burn. Taking the lead, standing by your side. Together we'll conquer, let our
Why would that?
though doubts may linger, our hearts
That's
remain strong.
a good one.
This unified team, we
Um,
all belong.
I don't think that this is the issue.
Down the wall, embracing every challenge, answering the call. We lead with courage,
But I'm gonna throw this max in here.
hand in hand.
Taking the lead, standing by your side. Together we'll conquer,
So
strengths collide.
yeah, I'm just gonna do that same value, and there's the max value. So I'm pretty sure it's happening even if I'm not hitting the max value for the force. Hello?
Together we'll conquer.
Hello? Oh, something broke. Something broke. Get value on get max value. Yada yada yada.
Every stumble, every step, hoping they will last. Sharing all my knowledge, seeing fear turn to fire. Guiding through the darkness, lifting you higher. You're walking down the rocky road.
That's the wrong number.
Unread, facing all the challenges, fears inside your head.
Needs to be
Bodies, I see the strength I knew.
value and uncalculate acting. That's why.
Passing through, passing the torch,
And this needs to stay over here. This up there. Yeah, that's not making the difference. So I don't know. I'm wondering if it's related to just the force in general. I want to disable the HUD on this camera. I think. I don't think the player needs a HUD. It gets rid of the mini map and like the health bars and stuff. Alright. Well, this is probably going to be the first thing we look at solving on Thursday. Because I think everything else is starting to look pretty good. Camera movement's pretty smooth. If we go in here, camera movement here is pretty smooth. Follows the ball pretty well. If we want it to speed up that rotation, I think I can just go in here and increase this to be 3 and -3. I just increase this value for how much that it rotates per tick. Right? It rotates faster. The camera still keeps up because the camera's movement is calculated based on the angle of the ball. So it shouldn't matter how fast the ball moves. The camera should just follow it regardless. As long as we don't add too much force, I mean, it works. I just got to figure out what that issue is with hitting a certain limit. And maybe the solution is whatever number that limit is just becomes the new limit. So camera movement smooth. We started working on what happens here when you get the ball in the hole. Probably tweak that a little bit more. We added our state machine to keep track of what state you're in. Let's get rid of this log, so we don't need that. Do I have any other? On trial, standing up to the test. Once the green check flashes, we'll be dancing in the night. Say goodbye to heartbreak, everything's alright. Hey, I'm on a bug hunt, chasing. I don't think so. I think all the controls are there. We got the UI in there for the power. We'll probably make that look a little bit nicer. To polish it up a little bit more. But yeah, I think for the most part, if we can get that one bug solved, we'll be in a really good spot here. But it is that time for us to wrap up the stream. So thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed so far. If there's anyone out there that hasn't yet, please make sure to follow the stream so you can get notifications for when I go live. Or subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, or if you just would like to subscribe on YouTube as well. And yeah, we'll be back Thursday, same time. Thanks for coming out and watching, and I will catch you all on Thursday. Bye.
Dim glow of the monitor, it's my only light. Lines of code echoes in a silent night. Isolation tastes like metal on my tongue.
seem to find. I'm lost in the swirling storm.